Hey guys, it's me, Jolene. Last time I did a speech on the opioid crisis, and I used a lot of sources from Indiana and the Indianapolis big news stations. But this time I figured I'd take on some on the other end of the spectrum, from drugs, and that would be guns. Now, guns are really, I guess, big in America right now. America has really lax gun laws, and whether you like that or not, whether you support the Second Amendment or you're one of the, left-wingers that want the Second Amendment gone, they think it's outdated, you can all admit that guns are something worth talking about right now. So California actually has started research. They've kind of stepped away from the rest of the more conservative states, and they've decided to that they wanted to start funding money into their research on gun violence and their research on how to prevent it, how to stop it, because the U.S. government doesn't do so. It's a pretty straight video. I'll link it as well so you can watch it. I probably want to watch it beforehand. But my opinion on this and where I stand is that I believe there should be a Second Amendment, especially for the reason that there's this. We were one of the only countries that have come from such great violence in our homeland, which our homeland at the time would be, the UK, the United Kingdom. Great people now, not saying anything about them, but at the time in the the 1700s, the 18th century, we didn't get the best relationship. So that's why the gun laws kind of came up, right to defend yourself, because we did not have a right to defend ourselves from any kind of threat that we used to have back in England. Well, nowadays, I think it's a bit different because, guns are more powerful now. They're not just muskets. You get pistols, shotguns, and I think it's very important that of what these Californians are actually doing. Because while I do support the Second Amendment, and I do believe that the Second Amendment is good for America, and I believe it's good for citizens to be able to defend themselves, I do believe that there should be at least research constructed on how to stop violence, because there is a lot of violence, and I believe that there's going to be violence, especially in a highly populated area such as America, whether you're from Chicago or you're from a small town somewhere. Guns are everywhere, and you're not going to get rid of them, and making them illegal might not go the best. But this isn't what California's talking about. They're not talking about making guns illegal, because first of all, they don't have the power to do that, but they're mainly talking about trying to keep people safe, just having a more governmental aspect of researching just guns. Because while the government itself really loves guns, aside from the Democrats, there are some Democrats who vote in the favor for guns, but America's pretty heavy on guns, and I think it's pretty admirable that one state will finally be like, hey, let's start doing some research that's not just some random, person on the internet or some random people from a college. Let's actually start funding this, maybe have a class about gun safety. Because, I'm not able to get a gun. I think there's this misconception about guns that we need to teach people about. From one side, you'll hear, oh, guns are super evil, they're really easy to get a hold of. And, that depends on what you mean. You can buy guns, but you know, there's also buying ammo, keeping the ammo, going through a background check, going through any kind of security. I mean, if you walk into a place with a gun, they're going to pat you down, they're going to look you up, they're going to, you know, make sure that what you're doing is legal, that you're a law-abiding citizen. And you hear about the shootings, like what happened in LA with the guy that had like 30-some guns. He's an outlier. And while violence does happen, like that awful case, like the shooting in that one like gay club as well, which, you know, hit me very deeply, you know, being from the LGBT community, I don't believe the answer is making us defenseless. I believe that we should be able to stay safe while minimizing gun threats. That's my stance on it. I just want to thank you guys for listening to me. Again, it's Jolene Lee. I'm pretty mild on some of these subjects, but guns are something that I wholeheartedly stand by, but do believe that California is doing a good thing for going out of their way and making sure that we know more about guns and gun violence and who commits it and why they commit it, and just dedicating research time. And I feel like that's important, and I'm not against it at all. But that's up for you, Sud. It's not really just me. I'd love to hear a discussion on this video. So, thank you.